Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song Aladdin Sane by David Bowie. As always, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers, so if you want to be that person to request something, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. That's how this song got there, and that's why we're listening to it today. So I think everyone, on planet Earth knows of David Bowie and has probably heard a couple songs here or there, and that's basically sums up my experience with Bowie. Is I've heard a couple songs here or there. I really like the song Fame, probably one of my favorites from him. I've heard like Suffragette City. I mean, just a few others, just kind of loosely here and there. I've also done a couple of songs on the channel. I want to say I did like Quicksand or something like that a while back, but it's been a while since we've gotten back to David Bowie on the channel. So, I mean, I think this was a pretty timely request, and I say we jump right into it. So, again, Aladdin Sane, David Bowie. Let's listen.
Watching him dash away, swinging an old bouquet, dead roses, sake and strange divine. You'll make it. Passion with bright young things takes him away to war. Don't fake it, sagging with sandal strings. You'll make it. Ooh, we'll love Aladdin Sane. Battle cries and champagne, just in time for sunrise. Ooh, we'll love Aladdin Sane. Motor sensational, Paris or maybe hell. I'm waiting, clutches of sad remains. Wait for Aladdin Sane. You'll make it. Ooh, we'll love Aladdin Sane. Million sweet fountain, just in case of sunrise.
Just had to leave off one more note there. I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure this maybe will be answered as we look at the lyrics or whatever. But is Aladdin Sane one of David Bowie's, like, not alter egos, but like stage personas, right? Because it was like, you had David Bowie, then you had like Ziggy Stardust was like one of his personas as well. So, excuse me. Wonder if Aladdin Sane is one as well. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. That song was interesting. It was interesting. I think I liked it. I mean, we'll kind of talk through it and let's see. So let's break the song down like we always do. Of course, starting with the lyrics. First, there's an about section here. It does say, Aladdin Sane, the second track on the 1973 album of the same name, is the introduction of our hero, the American cousin of Ziggy Stardust. Okay, so yeah, like another persona or a subject, a protagonist, whatever, what have you. Another of Bowie's many anti-war tracks. Okay, I did not pick that up from this song at all. I'll have to go back and look at the lyrics here. The song describes how young men are enticed into enlisting in the armed forces. The name Aladdin Sane is a homophone for a lad insane. Oh, yeah. Now that you see it, it kind of makes sense. As one would have to be insane, according to Bowie, to volunteer himself to go off to war. Okay. Interesting. I wonder where they got that information from. Let's take a look. Watching him dash away, swinging an old dead bouquet, dead roses, sake and strange divine. Sake? Yeah. You'll make it passionate, bright, young things. Takes him away to war, don't fake it, saddening. Glissando strings, I don't know what that means. That rhymed. Musical term derived from the French for to glide. It means to take a glide or slide from one pitch to another. Okay. Glissando strings, you'll make it. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Battle cries and champagne. Just in time for sunrise. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Okay, yeah, I can kind of see what they were talking about, a young man going off to war and having to be, a little kind of out there to volunteer for that. But sort of in the first part, it talks about how, again, you take these sort of passionate, bright, young things and you take them away to war. I mean, there it is. I guess I just kind of missed it as we were listening. And it's interesting. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Battle cries and champagne just in time for sunrise. Motor sensational, Paris or maybe hell. I'm waiting. Clutches of sad remains. Waits for Aladdin Sane. You'll make it. So I think maybe just talking about the horrors that this guy's about to go. Obviously it talked about how Aladdin Sane was a homophone for a lad insane, but also it's sort of this character, right? So this character is sort of awaiting the craziness that they're about to experience through war. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Millions weep a fountain just in case of sunrise. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Will love Aladdin Sane, love Aladdin Sane. I think what he means there, millions weep a fountain just in case of sunrise, is like, when your child or brother or whoever goes off to war, there is always that chance they won't come back. And so I think that's kind of where the millions weep comes in. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Millions weep a fountain just in case of sunrise. Who will love Aladdin Sane? Who will love Aladdin Sane? They say the lights are oh so bright on Broadway. Interesting way to end it. To this point, it may be assumed Bowie is singing about the plight of American soldiers, or at least Allied soldiers, given the implication that sake, maybe, I don't know, and Paris are, excellent, clicked away, are very foreign. The outro then could be interpreted as war from the perspective of an Axis soldier, having been romanticized by the idea of New York City. I mean, I guess. Yeah, this might be looking too much into it. I don't know. Some people really care about this kind of thing, and they'll really dive into it. So I'll kind of trust the genius sources here. But I definitely think you can read it as, again, sort of being like, why would anyone volunteer for war? And sort of maybe even talking about the, I guess, injustices of war, if you will. So, yeah, lyrically, it's at least very interesting. It's kind of well written in a few places. I enjoyed it. I give it a thumb up. As far as the instrumentation and the vocals go, I'll start with vocals. I liked the vocals. And whenever the vocals came up throughout the song, I found that I pretty much enjoyed it, right? It was definitely a good listen, vocally, like the singing style here. Instrumentally, on the other hand, there were some things I liked, there were some things I didn't. I loved the bass throughout this song. Um, the bass line was really cool, really great sounding, really kind of set the tone for the song. Um, the thing I didn't like as much was kind of the weird piano we got in the middle. And I liked the piano at the beginning, and I definitely liked it at the end as well. But that sort of middle part where it was just very like sort of clunky and sort of all over the place. And I don't think clunky is probably the right word, right? Because everything here was intentional. So maybe clunky sounding. It just seemed it threw me for a loop. But that's not to say that it sounded bad necessarily. So essentially, and plus wearing headphones that have like stereo, I could hear the piano here, and it was doing all kinds of things, and I could hear the saxophone here, and that was also doing all kinds of things, and I was just kind of like trying to keep it all straight in my brain, you know. But whenever I sort of lost the path, that bass kind of brought me back. So I really appreciate the bass line for that one. It sounded good, but like I said, it kind of kept everything steady throughout the song for me. But again, even with the sort of chaotic piano, I didn't necessarily dislike that part of it. It was just kind of very out there and almost sort of hard to focus and enjoy the song. When the vocals come back in, that's when I find myself sort of liking it again. So it was definitely interesting. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I would say more so I kind of liked it. With that said, I think instrumentally and vocally, I'll give it a thumb up. It was still a good song for sure. As far as the replay value goes, I mean, I think this one still makes the playlist because there's a lot of stuff I liked about it. Again, the vocal performance is great. The lyrics are interesting. The bass line throughout is great. The piano and the saxophone, actually, for most of the song, really kind of hooked me. It was just kind of that weird middle section that threw me for a loop a little bit. And again, I know it's probably very intentional, especially if the lyricism is about going off to war, sort of the atrocities, the horrors, all that stuff that you'll see there. It makes sense to have that sort of chaotic instrumentation in there, but still, for me, I was like, it's all right. So, replay value, it's probably going to make the playlist. I don't know how much I'm going to listen to it, but, it's going to get some plays. I'll give it a thumb up. Overall, not a bad song. Actually, pretty enjoyable. Just maybe not the strongest one that I feel like I've heard from David Bowie or on the channel at all. And so, yeah, still a good request. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. As always, if you want to request something, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music, of course, go listen to the artist. David Bowie, unfortunately, is no longer with us, but, you can still support the music, support the artist, show them some love. As far as the channel goes, if you want to support me, just like and subscribe and comment. Do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. You can also check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.